and halides, which have halogen atoms in the same carbon, and vicinal halides, which are present in the adjacent carbon atoms. Uh,
Okay.
and then we also like the common naming system we learned for the Germinal halides and vicinal halides. I think Germinal halides was called as alkylidene,
Hmm.
and vicinal was alkyline. Yeah, alkyline dihalides. Yeah, and yeah, and then in aryl halides, we learn the nature of the no, no, in allyl halides. Uh, I think
What are the
yeah,
main?
we learned that they always use the prefix of the ortho, meta, or para position depending on the compound, and lol the numeral will be 1 2 1 3 or 1 4, and if it's 1 2 it is ortho, 1 4 is para, and 1 3 is meta position.
Yes.
And then there's also a symmetrical position where all the 1 3 and 5.
Fine.
And we
Now,
learned that the CX bond is always in polarized in haloalkenes
yeah.
because
So
of
we
the electronegative halogen.
So we basically completed the nomenclature and then we started analyzing the nature of carbon halogen bond. And the point what we discussed was carbon halogen bonds are polarized. There will be charge separation of negative and positive. And this charge separation is because of the electronegativity of halogen atom. All the halogen atom, whether it's a fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine, they are more electronegative than carbon atom, which makes the bond polar or polarized. And the advantage of polarity in the bond is that such kind of bonds are more reactive. Unlike a non-polar bond, polarized bonds are more reactive, so that you can see that there is more reaction taking involved with the haloalkenes and aryl halide compared to hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon means there are bonds between the carbons and carbon and hydrogen, and it is considered to be non-polar bonds. That is the first point. I think that is the only thing we discussed yesterday. I want to add one more point in the nature of carbon halogen bond. Halogens, you can have fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. These are the important halogen members. Astatine we don't include. So you can see as you move down, the size increases. Size increases for the atom. Halogen atom, the size is increasing. Fluorine is the smallest and iodine is the biggest in this list. So how the size is affecting the bond length is that greater the size of the atom, longer the bond length. You can see the size of halogen atom increases. So carbon halogen bond length also increases from carbon fluorine bond to carbon iodine bond. The reason fluorine to iodine, the size of the atom increases. So now again another question. What is the relation between bond length and stability of the molecule? What is the relation between bond length and stability of the molecule? Yeah, inversely proportional mean greater the bond length, it's easy to break down. Or you can say there is third point, you can write it over here. Bond enthalpy, that is the bond dissociation energy or the bond dissociation enthalpy, which means the energy required to break the bond is less for a greater bond. I mean the bond with the greater bond length. Decreases from fluorine to iodine. Yeah. So write it as a third point. As the bond length increases, as the bond length increases, as the bond length increases, bond dissociation enthalpy or bond dissociation energy decreases. So that means carbon iodine bond
Ma'am, can you
will
repeat?
be
As
more
bond length
easy to break.
increases, bond energy decreases.
Bond length increases, bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. That means it's easy to
DE is
break down
bond energy.
bond dissociation enthalpy or bond dissociation energy. Bond energy can be bond formation or bond dissociation both. But here we are specifically talking about the dissociation. So write it as bond dissociation. Don't write it in the way how I have written. Just write the full thing. As bond length increases, bond dissociation enthalpy or bond dissociation energy decreases. So that is what adding into the reactivity of the compound. Weaker the or the longer the bond length, I mean bond, easy to break down and you are taking part in a chemical reaction. So this is the till here is the introduction part of alkyl halides and aryl halide, because what we discuss is only the introduction, how they look like, what is actually how you will define, how to name alkyl halides and aryl halide, what is the different classification. We didn't discuss any of the reaction. No chemical reaction is discussed. We didn't discuss about its properties, right? So that is coming in the next part. So here it's the introduction part where we discuss what is alkyl halide, what is aryl halide, how is the general look, how can you name it, how are the different types of alkyl halide possible, that is the classification, mono, di, tri, or it's based on carbon sp2 halogen bond, carbon sp3 halogen bond. Then we discuss about the nomenclature and the nature of carbon halogen bond. Now, the second part of huh? Yeah, bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. So now only we are moving to the main part of this chapter. But the important is that without knowing the basics, you
Ma'am,
can understand
can you
the
just
topic.
show the
That's why
previous
I am
slide?
providing it. Sorry,
Can you show the previous slide only?
I closed it, Muzammil. What do you want to write?
I want to see one thing only. I want to see if I wrote it correctly. If anyone has a screenshot, then
It's
they...
there in the previous class
Okay.
It's there
screenshot.
in the
Yeah.
chat now. So
Oh, I got them. So that.
Because it's a different file, so I just closed it. I'll do it if you want at the last, okay? So now we are moving to the reaction part or organic reactions. We are starting from the preparation of haloalkenes. There are different way of preparing haloalkene. The first method is from alcohols. Alcohols are converted to haloalkene. So this is the main heading. First method A, from alcohol. From alcohols, you can convert alcohols into haloalkene using alkyl halides, using phosphorus halides, using thionyl chloride. There are three different methods in which the alcohols can be converted to alkyl halide. First one, using hydrogen halide. HX mean any hydrogen halide. You can take HCl, HBr, HI or HF. And the first method is using Lucas reagent. What is Lucas reagent? Last year we discussed. What is Lucas reagent? Lucas reagent, HCl in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride. So if you treat HCl, that's a hydrogen chloride and alcohol, and what you will get is alkyl halide. That is the haloalkenes. And this particular reaction is Gru's process. basic thing you should know. That means to convert an alcohol to alkyl halide, you can either use any hydrogen halide or you can use PCl5, PCl3 or SOCl2. This is the basic thing you need to know from all these reactions. Byproducts usually in organic is not very much important unless they ask for balanced equation. Unlike in organic they don't ask for a balanced equation. Only what you have to write is the major products. So major product is alkyl halide and your starting compound is alcohol and the reagent. These are the three parts. Last year also I've told you. This is how you will be studying organic reaction. Because a lot of organic reactions we are discussing this year and there is all the chances of you getting confused. So only this way you write rather than inorganic where you write all the reactants and all the products, balancing it. Here you don't take that tension of balancing, just learn what is your reagent, what is your reactant and what is your product. So here alcohol is your reactant, product is alkyl halide. Reagents can be either HX, that is HCl, HBr, HI, anything, any hydrogen halide, or it could be any phosphorus halide which is PCl5 or PCl3, or it could be thionyl chloride. So using these three reagents, the product is same, alkyl halide, only byproducts are different. Byproducts will be varying based on what is your reagent you're taking. But for us, it's basically what is the important is your major product. Especially in conversions and all, you don't write the byproduct. You just need to know which is the apt reagent to be used for the conversion. So to convert an alcohol to alkyl halide, any of these three reagent can be used. HX, phosphorus halide, that means PCl5 and PCl3, it is PCl3 and PCl5. And thionyl chloride, SOCl2 is thionyl chloride. Any of these reagents can be used to convert an alcohol to alkyl halide. That much is what you need to understand from this slide. The byproducts of in all these reactions will be different. When you use HX, the byproduct will be different. When you use PCl5 or even PCl3, byproducts are different. Here also byproducts is different when you use thionyl chloride. But the major product is alkyl halide and your starting material is alcohol. So now as we are starting the first chapter of organic and we are learning the first reaction in organic, the preparation means still it's a chemical reaction. So today itself start making the chart. A4 sheets or any cardboard kind of paper. Start writing the first reaction only in this format. What is the reagent, what is the product and what is the reaction condition. Condition mean here there is no particular condition is given like temperature and pressure, but there are some other chemical reaction where they need specific temperature, specific catalyst, pressure, etc. Here you just write the reagents HX, PCl5, PCl3, SOCl2.
Ma'am, do we write the other two equations in using HX?
HX, yeah. HX mean you can even use alkyl halide, you can even use metal, sodium bromide, potassium iodide, any iodides, halides. May not be hydrogen halide, metal halides. NaBr is a metal halide. Sodium is a metal and bromine is a halogen, so it's a metal halide. So what kind of reaction is basically happening here? If you understand that, then there is the learning organic will be easy. What is basically happening is OH group is replaced with chlorine. Here also OH is replaced with bromine. So the product is RBr. Here OH is replaced with Ki so that the product is Ri. Same thing is happening here. ROH, it's replaced with chlorine. OH is replaced with again chlorine. Here, same thing. So it's actually a substitution reaction where the OH group of alcohol is substituted by the halogen based on what is the reagent you have taken. So directly nobody is going to ask, not even 1 mark or 2 mark question will not be there, like write a method for the preparation of haloalkane. There won't be any such question. But maybe in a part of a conversion, you need to convert an alcohol to an alkyl halide to get something else. For that conversion, you should know you can use any of these reagents. That much information is required. That means you need to be a little tricky in learning rather than learning everything and make you confused. Take it in a tricky
So
way.
all these three are substitution reactions?
All of them are substitution reaction, and all of them are converting alcohol to haloalkanes. The reactant is same, the type of the product is same, that is alcohol to haloalkane. Only the reagent can be used different. Based on that, byproduct will be different. But in organic, we are not giving much importance for byproducts or balancing the equation.
Ma'am, for the Cl reaction, you don't need sunlight because we learned, right, for Cl to substitute something else.
That is for hydrocarbon reaction. This is an alcohol. Hydrocarbon will react with chlorine only in the presence of light, where the starting material was entirely different. Here they are alcohols. For alcohols, it doesn't require any
because it's
light.
weaker bond compared to
It's more
hydrocarbon.
reactive than hydrocarbon.
Okay.
Okay, is that clear? So that is the first preparation method. Yes.
What is HX? HX? What is that?
HX mean hydrogen halides.
Oh, okay.
X can be HF, HCl, HBr or HI. So HX is a general representation of hydrogen halides.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So here instead of HCl, if you take HBr, your product will be RBr, like that. Okay. Phosphoric acid, Ki in 95% phosphoric acid, right? Yeah, but here second and third method, it is not hydrogen halide, they are metal halides. Sodium NaBr and potassium iodide is metal halide, not hydrogen halide. That is why the condition is different. They use acid, sulfuric acid and phosphoric acid. But I have not seen such question very specific, because these are very simple thing. They don't ask so simple, easy questions about this thing. So that means you don't have to learn much in detail, as I said, all the byproducts and balancing. Main thing, which are the reagent which can be used to convert an alcohol to alkyl halide. You can use hydrogen halide, you can use phosphorus halide, and you can use thionyl chloride. Done?
Ma'am, they might ask the name of the process, right, in MCQ or something.
Yeah, but not this one, because there are so many name reactions, important ones are coming. So this is just the preparation. So name reaction they won't ask. Gross process is there. So you have to note down that. And the reagent, name of the Lucas reagent. HCl in presence of zinc chloride. That and all you make an extra note. Other than that, they don't go for these kind of easy questions. I mean, there are so many name reaction which is particular is coming. So that will be of more importance. Let's discuss these three questions just to check your understanding. Preparation of haloalkanes from alcohol using thionyl chloride is preferred over the other reagent. That means we discussed three different reagents. Hydrogen halide, that is halides of hydrogen or metals, or phosphorus halides, or thionyl chloride. So three reagents can be used to convert alcohol to haloalkane. Among these three reagents, the third method is more preferred over the other two methods. Why? Why do you think
Because
the third method is preferred?
first
Yeah.
two methods might be a bit
Hmm.
more exothermic compared to the third one because it's
But
involving metals.
temperature that you can control. But what is so only the third method is preferred? Look into the reaction and tell me. Yeah. Actually, the reason is SO2 and HCl both are gas. If they are gas mean, byproducts are gas mean, you don't have to do any particular separation method. The products will escape byproducts. So what you get is RCl as a pure product. In other methods, you can see they are either a liquid water or a salt which is soluble in water, where in order to separate the product, you need to do a separation technique. You need to do a method to separate the main product, major product from byproducts, right? So that means after the reaction, you take all the product, again you have to do some other process to separate the main product from other. But when you are using thionyl chloride, no other separation method is required because both the byproducts are gases and they will escape. They can be easily removed so that you're directly getting a product and you don't need a further separation, as the other two byproducts are in gaseous state and will get escaped from the vessel. So that is the reason why this is one of an important question they used to ask. Why preparation of haloalkenes from alcohols using thionyl chloride is preferred over the other reagent? Because in this reaction with thionyl chloride, HCl and SO2 are formed as the byproduct and they are in gaseous state. So haloalkenes does not require any other separation methods, unlike in the other two methods.
Ma'am, for the HX one, the hydrogen halide, for the third one, is it H3PO4?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Second question, again, exam type of question, hot question. The above method where you have taken CH3OH, if you take CH3OH and if you take HX, that is HCl or PCl5 or SOCl2, any of these reagent, what you get is CH3Cl. That means it's a substitution of OH group with a chlorine. That is what happening with any of the reagent you have taken. So the second question is, this method, this type of method is not applicable in the preparation of haloarenes from phenol. That means if you have a phenol, that is benzene ring with OH group, and you need to convert OH group with chlorine, then you cannot use a HX or PCl5 or SOCl2. This method is not possible for haloarenes. Why? If it's a normal long chain alcohol, you can use any one of these three reagents to get its halo derivative, haloalkane. But for phenol, which is aromatic ring, you cannot use any of these reagents to convert into a chlorine. That means no substitution is possible. OH in a benzene ring, that is phenol. OH with benzene ring is known as phenol. This phenol cannot be converted to chloro derivative by any of these reagents. What will be the reason? That is the second question. The above methods are not applicable in the preparation of haloarenes from phenol. Why? What is the speciality of this benzene ring with OH? You need to think what we discussed last year. Anyone?
Is it because of resonance?
Because of
Ma'am, resonance.
resonance of what?
Resonance effect.
Yeah. Very close to the answer. If you slightly modify, that's become your answer. Resonance is there, but other than that, because even if you take simply a benzene, also there is resonance. But what is happening with
Ma'am,
OH?
ma'am, because of resonance, it will have partial double bond character, right? So
Between?
it will be between C and O. So it will,
Okay.
so the bond will be a bit stronger, right? So
Yeah,
we
that means,
cannot, it will be difficult to break it with phenol.
yeah, that means benzene is already has pi electron, that we know. It's a delocalization of electron. That's why we just draw circle at the center, because the electrons, the double bond is moving throughout the ring, and because of which we say that they are all the time, like there is a conjugation. On top of that, the lone pair of oxygen is also comes in resonance with the electrons of benzene. So what happened last Kritya said, the carbon oxygen bond will get a slight positive charge. I mean the double bond character, because the lone pair on oxygen is in conjugation. That means the carbon OH bond is not a free OH just like CH3OH, where there is no conjugation, no resonance, nothing is possible. So in the case of phenol, because of the benzene ring, the lone pair of oxygen comes in conjugation with the electrons in benzene. As a result, carbon OH bond is not free, so that you can't substitute. It's not easy to substitute an OH group with a chlorine in case of a phenol, because that OH, this OH group is not free. This OH group is not separate like an OH. Instead, these lone pairs of oxygen is a part of the benzene ring. That means they are added to the benzene ring. So they are not existing as a free OH group. If the OH group is not free, how can you substitute it with chlorine or bromine or iodine? So that is the reason these method using hydrogen halide, phosphorus halide or thionyl chloride is not used for the preparation of aromatic compound halides, that is haloarenes, because phenol is OH group is not free. The lone pairs are in conjugation with electrons of benzene ring. Is that clear? Yes, Taizir? Clear? Zuhair? Clear?
Ma'am, so there's a partial double bond between the carbon and the oxygen.
Or you simply write the OH group is not free in phenol. The OH group is not free in phenol, as the lone pair of oxygen, is in conjugation with the electron in the benzene ring. Is in conjugation with the electron in benzene ring. Is in conjugation with the electrons in benzene ring. OH group is not free in phenol, as the electron and oxygen is in conjugation with the, as a lone pair of electron and oxygen is in conjugation with electron in benzene ring.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you repeat the answer for the first one?
First one, the byproduct, thionyl chloride, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. The byproducts formed are in gaseous state. The byproducts HCl and SO2 formed are in gaseous state. The
No, you
byproducts.
can just brief it. You can write it on.
Okay, that means you have, if you look into the equation, the SO2 and HCl both are in gaseous state. So no other separation technique is required to get the product. The product is already available in the pure form. Like that you can write. The product is already available in pure form. No separation technique is required.
Okay, ma'am.
The second one you will write, in halo or phenols, the OH group is not free as the lone pair of electron and oxygen is in conjugation with electrons of benzene ring. So normal substitution not possible. Write in your words. Okay, we have one more question that we'll discuss last period.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.